Hey everyone, the numbers are in for Splash over in Panama City Beach for September 2020. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group over at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and it's another busy, active month in the real estate market over here. Let's get right to some of the numbers I want to show you. Remember, the beginning of the pandemic, we started tracking the level of showing activity. So what you're looking at here comes from a company called Showing Time, which is a system that brokers and agents use to schedule showing appointments. So we knew early on that we were going to see a big fall off in people getting out to look at real estate. What I was interested to follow was to see, at what point would we start to see some people coming back in? How fast would they come back into the market and at least be looking at real estate, those kind of things. So we tracked and saw by late May, early June, we were already back showing as much real estate as we were in 2019. And if you follow this, we've tracked pretty closely compared all the way through until now, except for one little fall off here early September. We've shown just about as much real estate since early June in 2020 as we were showing in 2019. So the next part to kind of get some sense of the market is, okay, if people are getting out of their house to look at real estate, how are they actually getting out and making offers? Are they making offers that sellers will accept? Are contracts being written? So we started tracking that. This is one of our data points. In September, 67% more new contracts were written than the same week in 2019. And if you follow this, 70%, 74% more new contracts the following week, 27% more new contracts written, 17% more new contracts written, 52% more new contracts written again. And if you think about these numbers, if we're showing the same amount of real estate, you would expect the number maybe to be a little tighter, that we would be selling about the same amount of real estate, but we're not. We're not selling 3, 4, 5% higher. We're selling 52%, 64% more condos than we were the same time last year. Those are huge numbers if you think about it. Another way to take a look and see how active the market is, or what kind of demand is there, is this chart. Remember, this chart here represents all the condo buildings in Panama City Beach, but just the newer generation. So anything built since 2005, if we're comparing apples to apples, Splash to the rest of the market. The red line represents the number of units for sale. The black line represents the number of closings. And the big takeaway for me on this chart is always this months of inventory number. Remember, 5 or 6 months of inventory represented a neutral market traditionally in real estate, meaning someone would put something up for sale. It would take about 30 days to run magazine ads and newspaper ads. It would take another few months for people to take a look at it, absorb things, and finally get to contract and have a closing 5 or 6 months later. I contend that process is sped up a little bit, and it's more like 4 or 5 months as a neutral market, because it doesn't take us 30 days anymore to get real estate marketing up and going. So anything under 4 or 5 months is stronger than neutral, means things are happening faster. There's more demand, seller's market territory. And look at where we've been. Since a little bit of a pause around the beginning of the pandemic, we've been in a very strong seller's market in Panama City Beach, right around 3 months of inventory for the last 3 months. When you look at Splash specifically, the number bounces around a little bit just because we have less units that we're tracking. But generally, the market's been better in Splash after kind of languishing earlier in the year. The last few months, we've actually had some good closings, which have brought the number down to more like neutral territory. Splash had been sort of hovering in a little bit of buyer market territory now, but things have picked up in there a little bit. Sales and under contract from September. Let me organize this by price for you if I haven't already. So 1805 West closed at $295. Another one bedroom closed at $307.5. We have an asking price of $204 West that is under contract. They were asking $307.5. Not sure of that contract price yet. 404 East was asking $319.9 and is under contract. Going into the 2 bedrooms, 2005 East is under contract. The asking price is $386,900. 706 West sold at $387. and an asking price, and under contract 2106 is under contract, asking price is 610. A couple things to keep in mind in this market. If you are thinking about selling, it's a very, very active market. Don't leave any money on the table by pricing in the past. In other words, if we look at sales, it was real estate agents were always taught to look at the last 6 months of sales to stay within a recent market. But again, just like I talked about with the months of inventory number about things happening a little faster on the marketing side, when things are happening faster in the market, you may leave some money on the table. If you started looking at sales prices from February, March, April of this year, that's a completely different market than the last 3 months. So I would encourage people when they're looking at pricing to just consider the very recent market right now as fast as things are moving. I know most of you are, but if you haven't already, to keep up with good values, shoot me a text or an email, and I can sign you up for our e-alert system that sends you the activity directly. So you can get an email anytime a unit comes up for sale, anytime it goes under contract, anytime it changes price, or anytime, the most important part, anytime it sells, it will send you the sales price and the actual sales date. We can have that sent to you as often as you want, or once a week, once a month, if you just want to kind of keep track of what's happening. So if you are thinking about selling, don't leave money on the table. This isn't a example I gave some people yesterday. If things are priced around 400, this isn't the time to price at 400 or 403 or 405. This is the time really to push the market a little bit. There are a lot of cash buyers in the market. There's a lot of demand in the market. So this is the kind of time where you maximize. This is the kind of time where if you want to buy low and sell high, you're on the selling side. Really make sure you're pricing aggressively and you'll still get activity. I hope you guys found this informative. Stay safe. We'll be back next month with some more information. Thanks.